Well, very excited to have here on deck with us as the Pirates have a big game on the road at Brooks Field tomorrow night, and that's Wednesday night. And that'll be with us right now, the head baseball coach of UNCW, Randy Hood. Coach, how are you?
Doing well, Dave. Thanks. Appreciate it.
No doubt. I was just talking to you as we're recording this. You guys haven't had rain in quite a while, and right before the game, a day before the game, I know it's the life of a baseball coach, right? It starts raining.
Oh yeah, we up until the last week and a half, we've actually had a really wet winter and early spring, but finally got some good days and a lot of drying out, and then looks like we're getting rain most of the day today, and then again on Thursday. But I think we'll be fine for tomorrow's game.
Coach, I was just telling you pre-show right before we started this interview, pre-interview, if you will, that this game with East Carolina and Wilmington is always a big rivalry, a big game. And last year, a really great game for you guys as you get a walk-off, and then all of a sudden, I know that East Carolina, when they were driving down there, found out that Columbia was canceling the games, so they're scrambling around the last 30 minutes of the bus ride trying to find games. And then they have the walk off, and then they're like, okay, we'll find another opponent. They have another opponent, and then, oh, by the way, the season's canceled. I think you guys had a similar thing happen, right?
Yeah, it was that week was the first week things started really kind of being talked around the whole country about potential, issues with COVID and things like that. And when Cliff got there for batting practice, he mentioned to me pregame that he felt like their series with, I think it was Columbia,
Right.
was going to get canceled, and he wanted to know who we were playing and if there's any way potentially we could do like a 3-team deal. And said he was just trying to figure out because, obviously 3 days from there, he didn't know exactly what was happening. So played the game, unbelievable college baseball game, 2-2 going into the ninth. And we got a couple guys on, and then, got a big hit from Matt Suggs. And, that was a great way to win a big game against a very, very good program. And like you said, our rivals and in-state type rivals. But, after that, I'm sitting out there around 10 or 11 o'clock, just kind of hanging out with the field guys and enjoying the win. And then, the next morning I get a call to go in and sit down with administrators. And we've got East Tennessee State driving from their place to our place. We're going to practice on Thursday night. And by 10 a.m., I told them to just kind of, keep your phones next to you. And by 1 o'clock Thursday afternoon, we called and told them to turn around. They were already in Greensboro. And
Wow.
then 24 hours later on Friday afternoon at 1 o'clock, I was meeting with our team and telling them the season was canceled. So things happened very quickly after that Wednesday night game.
Crazy stuff. And obviously, you guys have always had a great program, and now you're heading up. By the way, folks, you can, if you want to see our D1 preview we did with Coach with Bubba and Coach, we have that as well in our archives. You can check that out. Coach, I know so far you've been home has been very kind to you. 10-3, you're receiving votes now. Let's talk about the season so far. 10-3, and I know you started off with a sweep of VCU, right? Virginia Commonwealth.
Yeah, we the way things, honestly, our schedule has changed a whole lot since last June. And it was very fluid basically from June up until the start of the season, with people not being able to play, things like that. We were luckily, most of the teams that we had originally early in the season were able to still come and play us. But we originally had, the first 4 weekends, 3 of those weekends playing 4 games on the weekend. And that's why we didn't schedule any midweeks, because I felt like we would, be fine playing 4 games through the first 4 weekends. As it played out, we only played 3 with VCU, 3 with Western. We did play 4 with Cincinnati, and then 3 this past weekend with App State. But yeah, we got off to a good start. I feel like we're kind of right where we're at based on how we've played. We could have easily won another game against Cincinnati or lost a game. That was a series that kind of, a lot of things kind of went back and forth. But I think 10-3 is kind of where we are at. We've played really good defense. Our pitching's been pretty solid. And we finally got some really good starts from our top two guys this past weekend. We've done just enough hitting wise to score enough runs to win games.
Speaking of which, Kermit Smith's done a great job. I know they're working really hard to build that program. And Boone and Appalachian State, you sweep the Mountaineers, and now you have the Pirates coming back. In fact, I know that coaches don't care about polls, but you're actually receiving votes. I know as a baseball nerd, you're receiving votes in the polls. So I'm sure it's great for the fans, for the Seahawk fans to see you're getting some love.
Yeah, I mean, it's we want to be a top 25 type program year in and year out, and I think around the country, a lot of people recognize that we have a very, very good program here. We've been to 10 regionals the last 17 years, and still knocking on the door to win a regional, but I think we're getting close. I hear Coach Baldwin say it all the time. We have the same goals. We want to win a national championship. It's been proven several years ago, right down the road at Coastal Carolina. It can easily be done. It's not easy. I wouldn't say that, but it can be done at mid-major programs. But we think baseball-wise, we're not a mid-major. We feel like we're a major type program and got a lot of good kids and talented kids that play at the next level and get drafted very high. But yeah, to get some votes is nice. Hopefully we can keep winning and keep playing quality teams and hopefully move on up the polls. But the polls are, like you said, mainly for the fans, but it's nice to get the attention.
We're going to talk about your stats and some players in just a minute. I just want to have a question sidebar here for you. How difficult is it to recruit a kid to go to Wilmington? It's such a great city. The Port City's great. I have friends that live there, and whenever I get a chance, I visit Wilmington. Love Wilmington. So, how difficult is it I guess you have to get the right kid for your program, but
Yeah.
it can't be too hard to recruit there.
No, I mean, we look at certain things as far as makeup and grades and athletic ability and the baseball side of it. All that comes into play, but obviously our location, the beautiful campus, history of our program speaks a lot of volume for, kids and people that want to come to play at a good place. Our biggest challenge and my challenge as a coach and fundraisers, we've just got to continue to do a better job upgrading our facilities and keeping up with a lot of people because outside of the things I just mentioned, the facility, the wow factor is huge in the recruiting side. So I want us as a program and as a university to just keep pushing that envelope and doing what we need to do to keep up with the top programs in the country.
And Coach, being a fan of coaches, what do you need for Seahawk fans or people listening right now that maybe want to give you some money? What do you need, or what are your wants, if you will, your wish list?
Well, I would say first is, Brooks Field has been here since 1970 and hadn't had a ton of major renovations other than just some cosmetic things that we've done with the outfield wall and the side walls and different things like that. But it needs some tender love and care to it. Whether it's, kind of redoing the stadium and the field. And obviously, I would love to see a big video board. I think we're well overdue getting a nice video board to kind of make our fan experience more up to date. And then just, little things that, we're starting to outgrow our field house a little bit and, potentially upgrading locker rooms, offices, things like that. But the biggest thing would be the field, the stadium, and, the school board type deal. I'd love to get something there to just improve the overall fan experience.
And one of my favorite things to do in the summertime, spring and summer, Coach, is no matter where it is, even, locally where I live, I even love watching T-ball games. The little kids running around, scrambling like a rugby scrum for the ball, all the way up to college and the majors. So definitely fans. If you're a Seahawk fan, then give Coach Hood some money, give him some love, and let's get the video board for sure. Let's talk some stats. I could talk about facilities all day long, but I know that Kip Brandenburg, I have some notes here. He's batting over 400 with 7 doubles.
Yeah. He's been very, very outstanding and just solid. I mean, he's been consistent. I'm not going to try to jinx anything, but I think he does have a hitting streak going on dating back from last year. But his just approach over the summer into the fall, into the spring has just been outstanding. And, a lot of people don't even realize, but he's very athletic and he can play a lot of positions for us, but he's such a great first baseman. He makes our defense that much better just being defensively sound at first base and athletic. But the hitting side of it, he's just made a few adjustments and he's got a lot more contact going in there. It's cut down on his swing and he tends to get a lot of extra base hits and drive in runs, and that's important for us.
No doubt. I'm keep looking at my notes to make sure that my eyes are not playing tricks on me. Brooks Baldwin, he has a team high 5 home runs already early on.
Yeah, he's our leadoff hitter, and he's already had 3 first inning leadoff home runs this year.
Wow.
Which, I don't know any stats around the country, but it's got to be up there. But it's nice to be able to get out on the board early. He has the potential to do that, and he's just been he's kind of our utility guy. He's played right field, center field, shortstop, second base, first base. He was our starting shortstop last year, but he just gives us a lot of flexibility. Extremely athletic young man that has done a really good job setting the table for us at the top of the lineup.
Coach, let's talk about pitching. We all know how big that role plays. You got to have bats, but you also have to have pitching, the defense. Can you talk about your pitchers so far, how they've done?
Yeah, I mean, I think just from a starting standpoint, because we played on weekends, we've gone with our, who we think our 1, 2, and 3 guy is, and then the Cincinnati weekend we threw a 4th starter out there, but that Landon Roop and Luke Giselle are our top 2 arms. They're 2 of the best pitchers in our league. Landon's preseason CA Player of the Year. Probably hadn't been Landon Roop like the first couple outings, but the last outing was outstanding against App this past weekend. And again, he hadn't been bad, but he just hadn't been what everyone expects, a shutdown kind of person. And he was that this weekend, and I think he's back on the right track. And if we got him and Luke at the front end of our rotation, we've got a chance to really go in and win a lot of series. And then we started 2 freshmen in that 3rd and 4th slot, and both of them have done a solid job. They got to continue to do learn and get the experience, but got bright futures for us, Ryan Calvert and Jacob Schaefer. But just from a overall pitching standpoint, we've had some relievers that have really been good for us. And like I said for the get-go, if we pitch it well, we're going to play good defense, and we might not score 10 or 15 runs, but we might beat a lot of teams 7-2, 7-3, that kind of score.
No doubt, Coach. I know Hunter Hodges and Bryce Cota, my notes, have been excellent out of the bullpen. You were just talking about the bullpen.
Hunter's a local freshman here from New Hanover High School. Just has been really great for us out of the gate. Strong body, young freshman. He's got a good fastball, but a plus breaking ball that allows him to really put some people away. And then Bryce Cota is from this area, Topsail High School. Was started at Campbell, transferred here as a grad student this past year. His brother played here and is now in pro ball, but Bryce has been solid from the left side. And then I feel like we've got one of the top closers in the country, Adam Smith. He pitched against you guys there at last year in that 7th and 8th inning, but he was a shortstop that we moved to the mound last year, and he'll get drafted this year as a pitcher, and he was up to 96, 97 this past weekend. So, just very athletic, still got a lot of innings left in his body. So, just it's fun to watch him mature and develop over the course of the time that he's here in our program.
No doubt about it. And we were talking about that's what the success, we were talking about facilities, recruiting is obviously big. Tell us what you know about East Carolina. I know that with this rivalry, Coach, there really are no secrets, are there?
No, I mean, I joke with a lot of people, like in our conference, because it's spread out and there's a lot of different recruiting footprints. We don't really recruit a lot against teams in our conference. We recruit mainly against our in-state rivals, East Carolina, North Carolina, NC State, teams like that. So those are the teams that I know a lot about their players and guys that they bring in, because that's a lot of kids that we're also recruiting also. But East Carolina. Southeastern North Carolina. Grew up in Goldsboro and went to Southern Wayne High School. And, East Carolina's always had a great baseball program. It dates back to Coach Overton and then Coach LeClaire. And there's been plenty of coaches, and Cliff has just kind of kept that rolling and even taken it to a different level. And, very, very solid nationally ranked program right now. It's going to be great bringing a top 10 team into our facility tomorrow. They just always come. They're ready to compete. They're fundamentally sound. They don't beat you. They don't beat themselves in a lot of areas from a pitching standpoint, from a defensive standpoint, and it just seems like they're always putting pressure on you from an offensive side. So, I haven't personally watched a ton of video. I know they've got some guys playing very well and pitching very well, and obviously 13-2 against the schedule they've played speaks volumes. So we got our hands full, but it'll be fun, and I think we're all looking forward to it.
A couple more questions before we let you go, Coach. I know you're busy getting ready for the big game, and I don't know if you had to roll out the tarp, but I'm sure that you have to deal with all that kind of stuff. As far as capacity, 30%, is that still the case? I know it's a North Carolina rule, being the state of North Carolina rule. What are your policies as far as fans? Is that for Seahawk, the club there, or who gets in to watch the game?
Yeah, we did put the tarp on last night, so we're good in that part of it. But we're at the 30%, but I think our university kind of looks at it as a socially distanced 30%. So it might not be like if our stadium says we hold 3,500, we're not getting 1,000 people in there. Right now, I think our capacity is at 500. Obviously, we have a pass list for our student athletes. We give the visiting team a pass list as well. And then the rest of the tickets are sold through our Seahawk Club, and then I think they do a game day, open it up around 2 p.m. and do some type of sell the rest of the general admission seats out. But we've kind of reached that capacity about every game. Obviously, I know East Carolina has a ton of fans that love to travel, so the best thing I would do is suggest them is go to our Seahawk UNCW Sports athletic page for tickets and just go through the ticket opportunities there and what's available. Hopefully, we can have a big crowd.
No doubt about it. And the toughest question, I saved the best for last. Who's the starting pitcher for Wednesday night? Are you going to tell us?
Yeah, we're Cliff already texted me yesterday and told me that he was going to go staff. He knew it would start with a right-hander, but probably wouldn't throw but 1 or 2 innings and then throw a lot of guys. But we're going to start Jacob Schaefer, a freshman that we started against Cincinnati, and hopefully get as many innings as possible, and then go to the bullpen and see where we're at. But he's deserved it. He's ready. He's got a big future for us, and be a great outing for him to go out there and see how he competes against a top 10 program.
Well, Coach, thanks so much for the sit down here on deck, here on the Sports Objective. Good luck tonight, Wednesday night, and it'll be a lot of fun. I know anytime the Pirates and Seahawks get together, it's going to be a lot of fun, and hopefully we can talk to you again real soon.
I appreciate it, Dave, and thank you for the time, and thanks for all you guys do for baseball, and look forward to seeing and getting after it tomorrow night.
Hey, Pirate Nation, this is former East Carolina pitcher Davey Penny of the Keith LeClaire era, class of 2003. Keep it tuned to the Sports Objective as you follow our Diamond Bucks on the road to Omaha, because y'all know we're going.